Are you sending out the Zoom or did you already for us? Yeah, okay, super. I figured you probably did.
Everybody is in. So as long as you get the thumbs up from Ken and Diane, we are good.
Mr. President, over to you.
All right. We'll begin our pre-commission meeting by me asking for the rest of you if there's any comments, concerns, or questions about our agenda today. Don't hear any. So we'll go ahead and turn the time over for director's report.
Mr. President, Commissioners, thank you. Good morning. Good to see you all as always. What I'd like to do is start off with showing you a video that we attempted to show you last week. I think you'll really enjoy it. Chip seal presentation, all done in-house with our drones.
Yes. Lloyd's on it.
Of course.
Where do I go?
Well, it's alright, riding around in the breeze. Well, it's alright, if you live the life you please. Well, it's alright, doing the best you can. Well, it's alright, as long as you lend a hand. You can sit around and wait for the phone to ring, waiting for someone to tell you everything. Sit around and wonder what tomorrow will bring. Maybe down the road. Well, it's alright, even if they say you're wrong. Well, it's alright, sometimes you gotta be strong. Well, it's alright, as long as you got somewhere to lay. Well, it's alright, every day is Judgment Day. Maybe somewhere down the road away.
So, Commissioners, talk about precision and excellence in everything that the operators do. Absolutely tremendous across the board. Now, that being said, Commissioners, based on our top-to-bottom review, which we did for the last couple of weeks, and as we briefed you last week, we had a decision to make. Do we go with our Plan A or Plan B based on operations across the board? I'm here to let you know that we are going to move forward with Plan B, and that is one consolidated Adams and Cloverdale chip seal operation that will prioritize arterials and collectors and 50% of the residentials as outlined in last week's maintenance report. However, also as briefed, we are not confident in, as briefed, we are not confident in having the full complement of flaggers, temps, and ACHD team members on board by our projected start date. That being said, we will continue to push hard and assess our program as the season goes along, and if we can expand the operation to go back, we will do that. But it is, but at this point, again, Plan B, arterials, collectors, 50% of residentials that Jennifer briefed last week. Also, Commissioners, based on our current staffing, we have made the very difficult decision, and I mean it's a very difficult decision, to defer this year's maintenance rodeo and follow-on regional competition, as we believe that we must fully focus on our current at-home operations to best ensure we successfully meet these primary requirements. Moreover, we will be chip sealing for the first time since 2019, since we did defer last year. We believe that our focus on this operation is critical, as members of our team will be doing this for the first time. And we will also be emphasizing equipment preparation, training, and safety as we approach the start of the season. So again, it was a very difficult decision. We agonized through it left and right. Our maintainers do enjoy the competition for this, but at the end of the day, the right thing to do was to defer a year and focus on our primary operations here and make sure we get that done 100%. As a reminder for all of you, the Boise ACHE joint session starts tomorrow at 11:30. Commissioners Goldthorpe and McKinney, you'll be attending in person. Commissioners May, Pickering, and Hansen, you'll be attending via Zoom. ACHD staff will be presenting updates to Boise's integrated 5-year work plan. We've specifically will be addressing those parts of it and reviewing the Southwest Boise project and planning history to include current projects review. Boise will discuss their vision for the Lake Hazel, Orchard, and Eisenman industrial areas, share thoughts on parklets and patio dining, which we have been supporting across the board, and brief you on their pathway master plan. So this should be a very interesting and very great joint session for all involved.
Director, it says the start time's 11:30. Is and an end time set? Because oftentimes we just sort of end when commissioners or council members can't stay on the phone anymore. Do we have an hour, 2 hours?
I believe it's 1 hour.
Just 1 hour?
I believe so.
Okay.
But however, as you all said, the mayor and Commissioner Goldthorpe have veto authority, and I'm sure as conversations are going, it'll continue on, especially since it's on Zoom. And, we've cleared our calendars to go as long as
It's an hour and a half.
Hour and a half.
That we got from City Hall as the calendar.
Till 1
So
o'clock.
even then, we can go longer.
Oh, yeah.
Now a little change on the economic front. I learned some very interesting facts this week that will continue to impact ACHD operations going forward. Right up front, about a half hour ago, we learned that a lot of our partners are having serious issues receiving concrete. As a matter of fact, there's been rationing put in place. Now, why is that an issue for the Ada County Highway District? We do a lot of sidewalks. We do a lot of signalization. And so our team is now looking at this. We most likely, as opposed to stopping projects and waiting for holes to be filled whenever, because we don't know when this is going to end, we'll most likely be referring to a temporary asphalt placement for sidewalks and this and come back and fill them in later. I don't see it's reasonable to leave half a project open, especially if it's a sidewalk, for an extended amount of time. So very interesting challenge. Boise has recently been named the top city in the U.S. for the growth in housing costs, as the costs have increased 35% over this time last year. 35%, 1 year. That's amazing. Also impacting us, trucking costs for food and staples have increased on an average of $5,000 per truckload over this time last year. So that's about a 35%, 40% increase on the cost of staples and food that to at least bring them in to this area and across the nation. The average gallon of gas has increased $1.29 over this time last year. That is a huge increase as we move forward. As I reported to you earlier, inflation in April was 4.29%, and according to the smart people this morning, it was forecast that it will increase in May. However, they gave no details, so it may and may not. Who knows? But that's their project. Project costs across Idaho and the nation are going up, as you have seen, with one of our current agenda items that are in front of you today, and such. And as important, if not more important, the marketplace for employees continues to be very, very competitive and contentious. As an example, transport companies are now offering $5,000 bonuses to CDL drivers, and most recently, Amazon is offering a no interview, $1,000 signing bonus. So you pick up the phone and say, yeah, I'm here, I can breathe. You get $1,000 if you sign on and go. It's kind of interesting. These are definitely very interesting times and very competitive times across the board. So as I have shared with you during the last several months, we must continue to boldly and proactively address and answer both current and projected market conditions. If we don't, we will not be competitive, not be able to recruit and retain the best, and in the long run, we will not be able to fulfill our commitments. I think it's really that simple. Last week, I briefed you on the action items we are undertaking with your guidance to continue to be the best of the best. I would like to update you on where we are at the end of week 1 on this issue. First off, I briefed you last week that I was instituting under my authority a 3% across the board, excluding me, salary adjustments for our team members. This will occur today. So within 1 week, your accounting team and HR team was able to put this all together, and today's paychecks, all of the team members will see that first 3% increase. This is a home run across the board. It really is. I briefed you on the veterans enhancement preferences that we are starting. These will be in place for our date for you all no later than 1 June. And what we're going to do is veterans will be guaranteed an interview. We're emphasizing the veteran hiring preference on CDLs, and we're establishing veterans priority points in the hiring consideration. I briefed you last week that we'd increase our Heroes Awards with a paid day off. You'll see the first one of these during a couple of these during this month's All Staff, which I believe is next week.
Tuesday morning.
Tuesday morning. I better start being prepared for that. Next, we are migrating ACHE operations, as I briefed you, to a hybrid work-from-home program, 3 on-site, 2 at home. We have some homework to do on this, and all this homework needs to be done expeditiously. First off, no later than 1 July, we will have training for all the supervisors to make sure they understand how this works and what the requirements are and what our people's requirements are, to ensure that we don't miss a beat, or we meet all of our expectations as if everybody was here across the board. And we must, no later than 1 August is the date now, must reevaluate all positions. So when we advertise them, we specifically say remote options are available. Because again, a lot of the folks here will not have that opportunity. Operations, I'm sorry, no, we can't do that. So we're working through that. In the FY22 budget process, and I cannot give you a specific today, but you'll see this as we go through the budget process. We will be recommending a COLA commensurate with the current market conditions. I think that's, and inflation index. We'll work through that. You will not be surprised when it comes down to your decision points. I will promise you that as we move forward. We have established ACHD's recruiting incentive program. In some lexicons known as a signing bonus. And so here's what we're going to do. We have established a targeted annual ACHD career incentive program that will be implemented within the budget authority. Program is responding to current and projected market conditions. It's not something that's just a blanket thing. It is specifically targeted. Signing bonuses will be a range based on qualifications and ACHD operational requirements. We'll have to deal with the group that, I'm sorry, you're not qualified for this incentive program because we have no problems at this point in time. That'll be my burden to bear. It is not an entitlement. I think we all, and we're going to make sure the team understands it, and it can be terminated to reflect current market conditions. I think we've been doing a very good job of running this, the organization, both as a government operation, a family business, and a business overall. We have to play in this arena if we're going to be competitive going forward. So, for GEOs, design, project managers, planners, environmental, and electrician apprentices, we've put up a range of what we will consider specifically to the individual specifically to the position